Hello.
Oh,
Oh,
hello.
hello. Hi.
Oh, hi. Yeah, I was thinking, if didn't want to do them, if you didn't think it'd be worth a meetup, did you just want to do something over the phone real quick?
Uh, yeah, that'd probably be. I just don't think it necessarily. I've just been thinking about some things, Like, I just don't
Okay.
know if it necessarily requires a full on therapy session while I've just
Yeah,
been.
full on sit down one. Yeah.
Right. I've just been kind of like I don't know, like I don't know the word if it's meditating or ruminating or just like trying to like sort some shit out in my head.
Okay. Well, what kind of things?
Um, just questioning literally every relationship I have in my life, whether it's a friendship or it's an acquaintanceship or if it's a work related thing. Like I don't. I feel like I'm getting paranoid.
Oh
You
yeah,
know.
but get paranoid with regards to which things.
Um, that I think I can trust people and then I can't.
Now, is there anyone else that has kind of shown any signs where they can't be trusted?
Yes.
Can you give me an example?
Uh, yes, I can. Um, I learned today that Garen knew some information about Ramona, about something illegal she may have been involved in, and he went and just spread that shit all over the gas station. Didn't really pay attention to who was around or may have been listening when he said it, and just kind of said it out loud, and then kind of realized what he did, and then went, "Oh yeah, don't tell anybody."
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
and I had somebody that the person who told me this uh, doesn't necessarily have a reason to lie to me about it. But
Mm-hmm.
again, I'm questioning every fucking thing right now. So,
Yeah.
do I take this as 100% certainty? No, because I wasn't there, but it's concerning. I do know for a fact, though, because I was present for this one. So, Garen is spiraling over this mayoral thing. He's he's paranoid, he's being reckless, he's reacting without thinking. And one very good example of this is 2 days ago. I was approached by somebody who said, "Hey, I know you're friends with Garen. Might just want to let him know that he needs to kind of step it up on the race this week and put in some work because he's slipping." So I went, "Oh, okay." So I let him know, "Hey, let's just make sure that the people who have said they're going to support you vote for you because this is what I'm hearing." And uh, and he immediately tells me, as though it's a fact, he says, "Well, Ramona is live feeding election results to Christoph," which, if that were true, that is a felony a government corruption thing, right? That's like
Mm-hmm.
that's a serious accusation. So I stopped him and
Yeah.
I said, "How do you know that?" And he didn't answer me. I said, "What proof of you do you have?" He didn't answer me. So I'm in the middle of trying to like kind of calm him down and get him to think logically, and he goes, "I just texted Tallulah this information." Tallulah Pavlov is the assistant to Attorney General Greco,
Okay.
and I just kind of stopped in stunned silence, and I went, "Why?" And he kind of started to fumble his words a little, and I said, "You don't have any proof that this is happening." So he's just like, he's spreading everyone's shit around for no fucking reason. And I know he knows like the whole thing I told you last night about the reason, like at the beginning of the month when I couldn't get back to town right away. You
Mm-hmm.
know, because he was the one that found me with the, and I, you know, so he knows that all that shit. And I mean, granted, you know, I can't necessarily get charged with anything here for something that happened out of state. It could severely damage my reputation.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm having to fucking question everything I've like what do I fucking do? Like I now the one person who keeps telling me you're my best friend and you're da da da, like I now have to fucking sit here and wonder if he's spiraling, you know, how do I know he's not going to go start spreading my shit around all over town?
Does he know anything about anything that you may have done?
I mean I told the all the like he saw my bleeding wound, you know, and when what
Yeah, that's
happened,
true.
you know, and he knows a bit about the thing I was trying to help my former family member with, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
that whole he knows a bit. He doesn't know the full story, but he knows enough that I could potentially get looked at for something. Like it's a fucking mess, and I'm pissed off. And I have to sit here in this fucking campaign meeting right now and actually pretend like everything's okay because I don't want to trigger, you know, I just don't want to trigger, like talking to him and being honest right now is not an option because I don't want my shit spread all over town.
And you're scared that he will end up spreading stuff.
Oh,
What even?
absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Have you told anyone else any of this stuff at all, or any of your concerns?
My lawyer knows, but that's because I pay him and it's privileged, so he can't say
Mm-hmm.
anything.
And actually, I was going to ask, how did that go?
Oh, fine. Like we were just catching up and uh, just kind of chatting away, and I let him know kind of what I've been hearing around town, and he goes, "Lo, you're good." He goes, "I got you." He's like, he goes, even if they start looking at you for anything, he goes, "You're fine." He goes, "I got you. This is not like you don't have anything to worry about." So as far as the legal system goes, I do trust in that he knows what he's doing, and I'm paying him to know what he's doing. So
Yeah,
money fucking talks at the end of the day, right? So
very true. Which lawyer is it?
it's
If you
Jamesburg.
don't mind.
No, it's Jamesburg.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Because
banned on
I
Discord.
know one that got told
TOS
to me,
bullshit.
Luke Davis, is a fantastic lawyer as well. But yeah,
Well,
I
James is a friend, and
okay.
he also used to work in the DA's office. So like, who fucking better to know how to beat the DA than somebody who used to put people away for a living?
No, that's that is very true.
Hi, AJ. So
Okay.
I'm not freaking. I'm not freaking about my shit. I'm pissed off at Garen.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you're going through these thoughts of doubt again with someone else, someone that you should be able to trust.
Yeah, me too. Honestly, it's like a never fucking ending cycle. Like I'm just just I mean I'm kind of at the point where I'm just like fuck it, keeping everybody at arm's length. I'm not gonna let anyone in. I'm definitely not like looking to date anybody right now. Like that is just not on the fucking table for me. Like I'm just
Mm-hmm.
angry.
No, you need to go at your own pace with this. Have you decided what you're going to try to do with Jake at all, or are you just going
Discord
to just end that completely?
Discord completely banned my account. Um I am not going to reach out to him first. I think I've put enough effort into everything that
You
I'm
want to see if
just
he reciprocates?
mm-hmm.
Okay, Do you know? Do you think he will, or are you
I
pretty
honestly
hesitant?
have no fucking idea at this point. Like I said, I'm questioning everything right now.
Hmm.
The only thing that I don't question is that if I absolutely needed him, if I was in desperate need of something, and it was bad, he would be there. But just day to day being in my life, I, I
Now I don't mean to sound like a negative Nancy, but
of
would he
course,
be there if you really need it?
I think you would.
Okay,
Now,
why?
because he looked me dead in the eye and made me a promise, and he does not promise things lightly. He
Okay,
promised that
because
he would always be there, and I now whether or not he gets the message in time is a different question, is a different story altogether,
mhm,
because he's not always around. But when he is, he does at least try to come and see me for a little bit.
mhm. Now, when he told you this, when he made you this promise, when he looked you dead in the eyes and
Hmm.
said this to you, what was going on in your life at the time?
um
Were you spiraling? Were you kind of in a down bad kind of thing?
no,
Okay.
I mean, I was obvious, like I was still in like active mourning, and I was sad, but I wasn't feeling, I wasn't like having intrusive thoughts. I wasn't feeling paranoid. I wasn't feeling anxious. I was just kind of dealing with life, you know?
Okay. Because I do know that some people, they mean well by saying these things, even if they have no intention. And when they see someone hurting, they want to, make someone feel good. And what's the best way to make someone feel good than saying, like, hey, if you ever do need something, I am here for you.
Right.
But to quote another movie, because I love my movie quotes,
Mm-hmm.
this comes from John Wick 4. Uh, and this is about friendship, which I think you can put it into any kind of relationship thing that you could be a part of with anyone, whether business, romantic, or just straight up friendship.
Mm-hmm.
Friendship means little when it's convenient.
Mm-hmm.
So just remember that, because there will be a lot of people when times are going good or times, might be just a little bit kind of on the bad side where people will sit there and stick through. But as soon as stuff gets inconvenient for them, that's when a lot of people kind of jump ship. And that's when you find out who your real friends are.
Mm. Yeah.
Because right now it seems like not a lot of things are very convenient for people. And people just have just kind of been pushing you to the side a little bit and what you want.
Um. Yeah, a little. I mean, a lot of people. But then again, like, all my friends showed up to my business last night to support me for that. You know.
Well, that's
And
that's definitely good. That's a positive.
yeah.
And
So
I'm not
I
saying
don't.
everyone is doing it, but I'm just saying, like, when things aren't going well for you, that's when you
Mm-hmm.
see who when people step up and try to help or try to be there. What else is going through your head right now?
I'm just pissed off. Be honest. I'm just
That's okay.
like, I'm just having a day where I'm just fucking raging, and yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do after this week, because I need to, for lack of a better term, secure my bag, you know, with my
Hmm.
job. And I kind of put most of my eggs in the Garen basket. And I'm kind of learning now at the last fucking hour that might have not been the smartest thing to do.
Hmm.
So I'm trying to talk to the other candidates and make sure that regardless of whoever gets elected, I still have a fucking job next week.
Yeah,
And
no,
I'll be honest with you right now, the way I'm fucking feeling, really not I'm really just like not even sure I want to work for Garen if he's the mayor because I'm
oh yeah.
that upset because he's so reactionary. I don't know what is going to come out of his fucking mouth.
Hmm.
And I don't want to have to be constantly doing damage control for his administration.
Yeah, and I can definitely feel that being something that would definitely potentially happen
Uh-huh.
if he were to be in charge. Something I don't know if you want to go down this route because it can be a bit petty, but I think in the long run it could help you out as well, especially say if Garen does
Mhm.
not win next week. And it was what you told me like in the first little bit of the phone call, the thing that Garen did of the information that he sent to what was her name, Tallulah?
Mhm.
Maybe give Ramona a call and be like, hey, I just want to give you guys a heads up that this is something that is kind of cooking in the background.
I think she already knows.
Well, you know what? If she
Yeah.
already knows, then it can kind of be a good thing where you're not really giving her information that she is aware of, but you can give her something where she can
Mhm.
be like, "Oh, hey, this is someone that we can trust. This is someone that can be on our side." So that, gives you a much better chance of still being able to have that job if say Christoph
Mhm.
gets into the office.
Listen, I'm playing the game now 100%. I wasn't before. I was trying to just be loyal and genuine, but fuck these motherfuckers. I am in it for myself because I am so angry. So,
Hmm. Yeah. Well, yeah, no, that's just one small little piece of advice I could give with this situation that I think would probably be more beneficial than not for you.
okay. I'll have to kind of approach it delicately and just, yeah, because
Hmm.
it is something that I had been considering anyway. I just haven't really seen her around. I know she's been around. I just haven't really been able to kind of
Yeah.
talk to her, you know.
Well, I mean, you'll see
So
her tonight for sure
yeah, I'm sure I will.
because she's going to that event, the same event that you're going to.
Oh, except now that there's a fucking press conference right at the same time as the event, so that'll be
Oh, I know. Yeah,
friend.
it's
Yeah,
like, oh, why can't you hold that in like the middle of the day or something? Not when
I know.
these big things are happening. So
I know.
right now was your biggest worry.
My biggest worry is, well, I don't even know if it's a worry because I know how I'm going to handle it, but I just have to basically monitor Garen and make sure he doesn't spread my shit everywhere.
Hmm. But you're thinking that he probably will if things
I'm
kind of
thinking
get
he
worse for him.
might in I don't think he would mean to do it maliciously because I don't think he intended to throw Ramona under the bus twice maliciously, but
Twice.
um but I don't think he would intend to do it with intent to harm, but he doesn't think before he talks.
He just talks.
Yes. He was doing it like I know, and I know he does it because we were at the Bean Machine grand opening the other day, and we were standing outside in the parking lot, and Chad Hauser, who's part of Pepper's campaign, was within earshot of where we were standing, and he was looking at his phone going, talking about, oh, I'm going to the PD meeting and I'm going to talk to them about blah, blah, blah. And he's like laundry listing the things that he wants to say to them just out in public. And I'm like, brother. I
Mm,
texted him. I
okay.
was like, you might not want to say that with Chad standing next to us. Just saying. I've been
Yeah.
having some like growing frustrations with him over the last couple of weeks, you know? And it kind of came to a head last night too because we got in a fight over text. Darren and I did, because I felt like he wasn't listening to what I was saying. He was proposing some crazy ass idea, and I was like, that's not going to work.
What kind of ideas?
So he went to the PD meeting and he was talking, and I guess, so the thing I've noticed with him is that if someone comes at him like really hot or really intense, he gets a little flustered. And he just starts because he's such a people pleaser, that he just starts like, trying to think of, what can I do to like fix it and make you happy again, you know? And so I guess Metzger, who's one of the lieutenants, was like, we don't like this about the mayor's office, and this, this mayor sucked, and here's why, and we don't want to have to deal with this with the next mayor, and blah blah blah. And they're starting to like be like, we want you to do these things for us. And some of them sounded okay, but a lot of like what he was repeating sounded kind of unreasonable of an ask, because it would, I don't know. It didn't all sound 100% reasonable to me. So he's going, he's like, well, they want this and they want that, and we're going to have to throw it into a committee and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no. I was like, we're not going to have committees for every little problem this city has. I was like, this is like the quickest way to make sure things actually never get done, is to throw everything in.
You'll just make a shit show.
Exactly. This is what I'm trying to explain to him, and he wasn't necessarily listening to what I had to say. So I just cut him off. I was like, you're not listening to me. I'm going to bed. Good night. Because he wasn't listening to me. He wasn't like taking into account what I had to say. He was just kind of talking about, yeah. And it's fine. We squashed it. He called me as soon as I said, I'm going to bed, good night. He called me right away, and he's like, let's like talk about this. And I laid it out for him over the phone. He's like, oh, but I only want 3 committees. I want the city council, a budget committee, and a business council. And I said, Garen, that is the first time you have clearly articulated that to me in this entire campaign. Because it was. So I was like, this, you just like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just, I don't know if it's the stress of the fact that it's like almost over, and the fact that I've been dealing with a lot myself, so maybe I'm a little more irritable than I normally would be. But I lost my patience with him last night.
Well, I mean, you can only keep things held in for so long before they come boiling over.
Well, I know, but it's
especially when you see the same thing over and over and over again from people. Yeah. Like, for example, like you said, he went and spouted out a bunch of things about Ramona twice. And now it's like he obviously knows a few things about you, and it is worrying. And plus, with how he's spiraling with all this other stuff and not being clear with some things. I mean, I think you have every right to be worried.
Yeah, exactly why I'm a little mad right now. So, but it's like, how do I talk to him about it? Because if I just sit down with him, right, normally I would just be a super direct bitch, and I would sit down and be like, you're pissing me off and here's why. But I don't think that's the best approach with him, especially right now, because it's going to cause him to spiral more. And I don't want to throw that bomb on the city. You know what I mean? Like, it's
of him spiraling.
Oh yeah, and then he's just gonna start scrambling for no fucking reason, that it's just gonna be a bigger headache to deal with than if I just sit there and smile and say, everything's fine, bestie, how are you today?
Okay, but let me ask you this right now. Right now, do you want him to be elected as mayor?
I don't know if he's the best choice anymore.
So if you were to be very direct with him and tell him exactly what was on your mind and lay out why, like you had just kind of said, I mean, one of 2 things are going to happen, and I think either way would probably end up being okay for you. Either one, he's going to completely fucking spiral, and he's going to do something stupid that's not going to get him elected. Or two, he's going to tighten his fucking shit up, and he's going to fix what needs to be fixed, and he'll take your advice seriously, and then work shit out properly. Because what if you don't say anything and he kind of goes on a semi spiral, but then he still
Mm.
gets elected and now he's just this spiraling mess, anyways? Because, like you said, when people come and say direct things at him, which will definitely happen if he gets elected, it's like he's going to start spiraling again, anyways, at that point.
The thing though is that he trusts me completely, and that I could say anything to him and be like, "Hey, this is what we should do," and he would listen to me.
hmm So, what would be the downside of sitting him down and being very direct with him? Because it sounds like he would
Um,
listen to you and he would take it seriously.
I'm concerned that now is not the best time to have that conversation with him.
When is?
After all this election shit is over.
And I'm guessing that the fear would still be there that he would, if he didn't like what you were saying, that he would just start spreading that stuff.
It is a
Anyways.
concern. I'm worried that my reputation would be damaged. I don't think it would necessarily cost me my position within the mayor's office, but it would potentially cause people to look at me differently, which, in this town, your reputation is, along with information and knowledge, it's probably the best currency you can have.
True. But you got to remember, like in places like this city as well, some people's, what was it? They're very, oh, look, something shiny. And their attention just goes right to that. They forget about whatever they're worried about like 2 minutes later or 2 minutes before. So you do got that going for you too with anything that he might say. People might be like, "Oh my fucking god," at first, but after like a day, maybe a week, they'd all be like, "Oh, what's that? What someone else do? Someone else fucked up? Okay, let's go look at them. Forget about everything else."
That is also true. I have a lot I need to think about. I'm not really have decided what I'm gonna do or not do yet.
hmm And remember, if you need someone to bounce ideas off of, don't hesitate to let me know. I will definitely
Absolutely,
sit there and let you just bounce whatever you need to off my head.
I appreciate
Not
that.
a brick though.
No, no,
Keep the
not.
bricks out of it.
Yes, of course. Yeah, I'm just feeling a little ragey today. A
No,
little
that's
pissed
okay.
off.
You know what? Go get the baseball
So
bat. Go out somewhere and swing
I'm
away.
still dealing with a broken arm, so that's probably not gonna
That's
happen
true.
for a while.
Yeah. And you don't
But
want to do that with even just one arm because the vibration would still go through and it
uh-huh.
would hurt. It would hurt a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
How long did they give you before they think it would be healed?
Like a couple of weeks. So
Oof.
yeah. Listen, I was drunk. Accidents happen. So
And how are you feeling now after all that is a couple days behind you?
uh I mean, physically I'm feeling better. The burn doesn't hurt as much. I'm taking ibuprofen for the break and everything to deal with that. So,
How about the wanting to go and get absolutely shit faced again?
uh, hmm, no, I'm good. I'm good right now.
Okay, that's good.
I'm
That's
too
good to
pissed
hear.
off to get drunk right now, so it's fine.
What do you think would happen if you did get drunk?
I would definitely go off on Garen and not be able to hold back. Like, it wouldn't even be a civilized conversation. It would be like, listen up, motherfucker, you're pissing me off. Yeah. It would not be a pleasant conversation.
And would that be anywhere that you happen to see him? Like if he was at the
Oh
event and you
yeah.
had drinks and
Oh yeah.
you just
It would
unleash on him in front of
mm-hmm.
everyone?
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna just, I'm good right now. I don't need anything. I've got rage to fuel me. I'm fine. Smile.
Okay. Remember, I'm only a text or a phone call away.
I get it. I appreciate that.
If anything gets too much for you to handle, let me know. I'll come and quote unquote kidnap you,
Okay.
bring you out somewhere, and you can just unleash
All right. That sounds like a plan.
away from all the prying ears and eyes of the city.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that's probably one of Garen's biggest flaws is when he does go on these little tangents of things. He's always at the fucking gas station, so he always says things around the gas station, which will
Mm-hmm.
there's always going to be someone lurking around there. So at least when you're out in the middle of nowhere, there's no one that can kind of listen to you because
Well,
you can
you would
see them.
hope.
Yeah.
So, I appreciate you calling me.
Yeah, no
I've
problem.
gotta get back to this fucking campaign meeting and deal with what's going on. And but I'm fine. Like I said, I don't I like today is the first day this week that I've not necessarily felt like I'm in some kind of a spiral or feeling
Hmm.
bad about things. I'm just kind of angry about other shit. So,
Yeah, no problem. And remember what I said, give serious thought into calling up Ramona and having that talk with her about the Tallulah stuff.
ow,
Oh, you okay?
definitely not okay. Definitely not okay.